What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. There's nothing to talk about, right? I'm making this video telling you that I made my first ever fantasy NBA draft, and I posted my team on Twitter. So if you've been playing fantasy, if you're a veteran in the fantasy basketball circle, check out my team. Let me know how well I did. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, actually, Philadelphia beat the Saints. #1 defense. Jalen Hurts, second-round pick out of Oklahoma. Terrible draft pick by Howie Roseman, but he's ours anyways, so I love him. He's a member of the Eagles, so I love him. 24-21, able to find a way to work over the #1 defense in the NFL and give Philadelphia a glimmer of hope that we can go on a run here at the end of the season, find a way to squeeze into the playoffs in the NFC East. Now, it does sting that Washington was able to beat 49ers. We weren't able to gain a game on them, but we were able to get one on the Giants. Were we second? I feel like we're second in the division now. Maybe third. I don't know. But I thought I would be ecstatic for this video. I was just like, yes, we might go on a run. We might go on a run. I can make Jalen Hurts videos. I feel like meh, honestly. I feel like meh. I think, and I've always been a fan that wants to win. No matter what, I want Philly to win. Because when Philly wins, I generally am happy. But not today. Because I think I've just convinced myself that this is such a bad team. Obviously, it's not that bad. Beat the Saints. But, I want the highest pick. I want the highest pick now. Because my gut, as of December 13th, 2020, is that the Eagles owner, Jeffrey Lurie, is going to keep Doug Peterson. And he's going to keep Howie Roseman. I think he's going to chalk it up to a weird COVID year, and make it clear 2021, their jobs are on the line. Go out and perform your jobs. Howie Roseman, build this roster, draft well, manage the cap. Doug Peterson, bring in an OC, fix Carson Wentz, fix this offense. You have one more year. Feel like that's what's going to happen. How this whole offseason for Philly is going to play out. And if that's the case, we need the highest pick possible so Howie Roseman doesn't fuck it up. Because, we pick at 4, 5, 6, like where Philly was right now. Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Micah Parsons. Those are 3 obvious picks. Can't mess it up. But we win a couple games. Win 2 or 3 games with Jalen Hurts. Philly ends up picking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then Philly ends up trading back. And we get either Rashawn Slater, tackle from Northwestern, that could play guard, so he has versatility. And that's why Howie would make the smartest man in the room pick. Or we'd end up getting a corner that is only ever clearly supposed to be a slot corner, but we try to play him on the outside, and then 2, 3 years in, it doesn't work out, and we end up trading him for a 5th round pick. That's what's gonna happen. And we need to suck. We need to get playmakers, obvious playmakers, and not goddamn fucking punt returners in the first round like Jalen Reagor. So that's kind of where I don't know. I want to be pumped. I want to be man, Jalen Hurts. The offense with Jalen Hurts, it makes sense. Makes sense to go, the Saints, #1 team. A lot of people had the Saints #1 team in the NFC. We just beat them. And I think we beat the brakes out. That game only got close because Philly had 8 injuries on the back end. We were missing our 2 starting corners and our starting safety for the second half of that game. First half, pitching a shutout. It was outstanding. Play calling in the second half was kind of crappy, to be honest with you. It's kind of typical Philadelphia because it's a bad team. It's a bad coach team. So the second half, clearly Philly wasn't going to coach and play a full 4 quarters. Of course, you had to make it close, but still, I don't know. I thought I'd be very happy with this win. And while there's definitely some positives, I just feel like playoffs are kind of out of bounds right now. It feels like anyways. Maybe in a couple weeks, I'll have a change of opinion on that, but we just need the highest pick possible that Howie can't mess up. So let's diving into this game. We'll save, obviously, Jalen Hurts is in the quarterback stuff for last. So we'll look at the running backs. Miles Sanders. Wow, we ran Miles Sanders. We didn't really run him much in the second half because, again, Doug Peterson, not a good coach this year. Generally speaking, not a good coach. Game plan kind of sucks. And we stopped running the ball. I don't know why we did that. But still, Miles Sanders had 115 yards, 8.2 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts scrambling. Kept bad plays alive, bad play calls alive with his legs. And was able to get 100 yards on the day, which was good. A+ for the running backs. Saints went 55 games without giving a 100-yard rusher. We had 2. So that was awesome. Keep doing that. Obviously, keep doing that. The receivers. Alshon fell ass backwards into a touchdown, literally. I thought for sure it was offensive pass interference, but it still counts. Jalen Reagor sucks. I'm going to come out and say this right now. I'm not a fan. Doesn't feel like he's giving a lot of effort. Not getting separation. He had 2 catches, 46 yards, led the team. And the big play was like a busted, they missed a call. I think it was Goddard or Ertz had clearly a pick play, and Rager literally just ran across the field wide open and got some yards. And even then, he looked slow. This guy's supposed to be like game-changing speed. That's why we got him over Justin Jefferson. Like, literally looked like he was kind of like jogging and jogged out of bounds. Didn't try to fight for. Like, I am not a fan. I want Jalen Rager to turn around. I want Jalen Rager to develop into a 1,000-yard receiver. I want him to be as good as CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, all these guys. He's a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. That being said, not a fan of him. I'm just not. There's nothing about his game that appeals to me, and I'm just more and more seeing a guy that's going to end up being like a special teamer in the first. Like, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it, and I don't know if those sentiments are shared for you guys that are watching this video, but I want him to be good. I want him to become prolific. I hope he becomes prolific. I'm just not seeing it right now. It's not good. And it's just the fact that Justin Jefferson to pick after. Howie Roseman has to go. That's all I can say. He has to go. He just can't, he's so bad at building a roster and drafting. So bad. I'm a guy on the internet, and I would put up the mortgage to my house, like pink slips, that I could draft better than Howie Roseman. I'm that confident, and I have zero scouting credentials. I hate it. Like, the more, like, I can't even think about it. I hate him. He's so bad at drafting. So bad. Jalen Rager. Receivers get a C. They didn't do anything today. Didn't get separation. And, luckily enough, Jalen Hurts, when these guys weren't doing their job, Jalen Hurts could scramble for a first down. That was a huge positive. Huge positive. Biggest takeaway of this game for me was that all of our skill position players suck still, and they're not getting open. They're not scheming and getting open. And like where Carson Wentz would try to play hero ball to make something out of these shit sandwiches that we have on the outside or force something, Jalen Hurts would throw the ball away or scramble his legs. That is 100% the reason why it is smart and beneficial for this team going forward for this season for Jalen Hurts to be the starter. Special teams, Jake Elliott missed a 20-yard field goal. He's the third highest paid kicker in the league. Great job, Howie Roseman. You fucking idiot. Defensively, very good job. This game, they pitched a shutout in the first half, and really, New Orleans only started getting points once the body count started happening for Philadelphia in the back end. Rodney McLeod went out with a knee. Vontae Maddox went out. Darius Slay went out in the second half. And that was it literally was once Darius Slay went out, they started being able to make some plays. So generally, defense was outstanding. I'm giving them an A. Alex Singleton, double-digit tackles. Very good at specific things. He's not a complete linebacker. He absolutely is the type of player that will probably get targeted by opposing teams' offensive coordinators in coverage. And if you have that kind of red X over you, you're not really a great player. And I know people are gassing up Singleton because he's getting a lot of tackles. Like, these are the same people who are like, oh, Blake Martinez is good. He has 700 tackles every year. But Alex Singleton is a very good complementary linebacker. And if Philadelphia did get someone like Jamar Chase or able to find a linebacker in free agency that could be the guy that Singleton can complement, I mean, I'm glad Alex Singleton's on Philly. Better than Nate Gary, better than a bunch of the linebackers who've been churned out the last couple years. But it's one of those things, if we still had Jordan Hicks and we could pair Singleton with him, boom. But unfortunately, we decided to keep Nigel Bradham over Jordan Hicks. Thanks, Howie, for that. Darius Slay generally played very well today. He had a bounce-back game. I think I'd give him the win over Michael Thomas, coming off of 2 games against Devontae Adams and DK Metcalf, where he got beat up on. I made the proposal, if he can at least contain Michael Thomas, and hopefully he can get healthy enough and play against DeAndre Hopkins next week. If we can go 2-2, if Darius Slay can get his 50% of the time against premier wide receivers, he still got it. It was really good. Really, really good game from Darius Slay. And if we could just throw out, it's unfortunate because you can't really, because you're paying Darius Slay to shut down every guy. And it's not going to happen in every single week. But generally this season, Darius Slay, in the big picture, has been very, very good. Probably, easily our best corner. And I would argue probably top 5 player on the defensive side of the ball. It was an outstanding game today against Michael Thomas. Hopefully he's not hurt. Duke Riley, okay, interception. He actually made a couple plays too in run defense. So Jalen Hurts getting the most out of Duke Riley. Love seeing that. Motivator for sure. 2 sacks, Josh Sweat, which is good. Philly has a very, very tough roster decisions to make to get under the salary cap. And with Josh Sweat kind of emerging as a rotational rusher, gives you that leeway to unfortunately let Derek Barnett hit free agency. Derek Barnett, still young enough to put it all together. Would be interesting if we ever move on from Jim Schwartz, what a different set of eyes on someone like Derek Barnett would look like. But as it stands, Derek Barnett is a solid player that never should have been a first-round pick, or at least picked in the top, we got about 14. Great job with that one, Howie. But at least Josh Sweat can take over. Josh Sweat is looking like he can take on a bigger role next year. That's a win. Javon Hargrave is finally pulling it all together, so at least Howie Rose's breaking even. Whiffed on paying Malik Jackson 3 years, $30 million, but is hitting on Javon Hargrave right now that he's healthy and finally getting integrated properly in the offense and getting that chemistry with the guys on the line. Hargrave's been outstanding. Fletcher Cox, the birthday boy, got a sack today. Defense was very, very good. But 10 minutes in, we finished with the quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts. We already talked, 100 yards on the ground. We had 17 of 30, 167 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. The obvious, because you compare them, him and Carson Wentz, he protected the football a lot better than Carson Wentz has. That's a win, especially with a bad Eagles team right now. I'm going to give Jalen Hurts a solid A. Not an A+, because as a thrower, if we're going to grade him as a thrower, as a quarterback, what you want a quarterback to do, in the pocket, making throws, he was accurate, but there were definitely some throws that he missed. And the play calling was limited because Doug Peterson was calling it to Jalen Hurts, who, I'm going to be frank, is a limited quarterback. He doesn't necessarily have elite arm talent to make the big time throws. And, we weren't going to go down deep, and that's fine. And it was fine. He was fine. He made enough plays to win, which I don't want to take it away. It's one of those things. If I'm trying to just put it in a bottle, and as a quarterback throwing the ball, did I see enough to be like, we might have something Jalen Hurts? No. I still firmly believe Carson Wentz is going to be quarterback 1 next year. And it's one of those things where I need to know the context. For me to get, everyone wants to know, C4, Hurts or Wentz? I need to know the context. If the context is this season, Jalen Hurts. Because Philly's a bad team. Our quarterback, Carson Wentz, has zero confidence, and he's playing hero ball and costing the team with turnovers. And you can't have that when your team's as bad as Philadelphia is. And Jalen Hurts is way, way more suited for this offense right now. It has a bad offensive line, so he can scramble and make plays with his legs. We have zero separation. Our skill position players at wide receiver are not good enough. So where Carson Wentz will stay back in the pocket, waiting for these guys to get open, trying to do his job, and either get sacked or force a ball, an ill-advised ball, Jalen Hurts can go, shit, these guys suck, and then run away and scramble and get some first downs. So right now, as it stands, Jalen Hurts is the best man for the Philadelphia Eagles team if they want to try to go on a win and make the playoffs. However, as we end this season, I'm certain that Jeffrey Lurie, the Philadelphia Eagles owner, if he goes in this scenario, which says, Howie Roseman, you get 1 more year. You get a draft. We're going to have top 10 pick. You better hit on this guy. You better hit on this draft. Doug Peterson, I don't know if you need to bring in an OC or whatever, but your team has not been good enough the last couple of years. You have 1 year to right the ship. And if that's where you're going into, and they have the draft, and Doug Peterson brings in an OC, and you enter 2021 with the offense where we wanted. Brandon Brooks is back. Lane Johnson is back. We figure out Dillard Mailata at tackle. We figure out what's going on with Ertz and Goddard at tight end. Hopefully we draft in another skill position player so we can go Jamar Chase, Jalen Reagor, Travis Fulgham, or something like that. Some combination like that. And we go to a new commitment to run the ball more. Everything is what we want. We're in a Madden rebuild, and we have everything the way that we want. Carson Wentz is your quarterback. 100%. Still, everything falls on Carson Wentz being the more talented quarterback between him and Jalen Hurts. So if we go into next year with a perfect scenario, and it's almost never perfect, but you like to imagine that it will be, there's just limitations to Jalen Hurts, like the arm talent. He's going to be, I don't want to use this as a negative to Jalen Hurts. I guess the fairest thing to say, giving Jalen Hurts an A and saying that this was the most exciting and I was cheering for him and I want him to do well because he's the Eagle. He's the quarterback of my favorite team. And he's doing better than the quarterback that we paid $100 million at this point in time. However, in a perfect world, Wentz is the guy. Head to head, Wentz gets fixed. Jalen Hurts looks impressive to close the year. Wentz is still the guy. And that's kind of how I feel here. It's just We gotta wait and see. We gotta see how it plays out. It would be awesome if Wentz can fix himself and Hurts looks good enough to, go on either to be a very, very good insurance policy on the bench. But I almost feel like if Hurts keeps playing well, we're gonna have to try to recoup a pick here. Try to find some of these teams that really need a quarterback and gamble. It's gonna be a gamble. Do we gamble that we can fix Carson Wentz, or that's gonna be a decision that will live on for the rest of this Eagles franchise history? There's gonna come a point in time. It might not be this offseason. Might not be the next offseason, but there's going to come a point in time, a fork in the road, where this team's got to make a decision. Is it Carson Wentz or is it Jalen Hurts? And they better hope they make the right decision. And maybe that's me giving a lot of credit to Jalen Hurts that I can't obviously make that decision right now. But I think looking at what I saw today, and we'll see if that opinion completely fluid. If Jalen Hurts can win, beat Arizona. If Jalen Hurts can lead this team to the playoffs, we'll have to reevaluate here. But the play calling was so much better for Jalen Hurts than what Carson Wentz had. It's frustrating, and it's just 2017 Wentz is still in there somewhere. I'll take 2017 Wentz over 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL, and you have to make that decision. It's like a drug addict. You're chasing that dragon. Is 2017 Wentz truly still in there? And how and what lengths are you going to go for Philadelphia to find out if that's the case? I don't know, man. It's really, really weird. I just feel like that's where I'm at right now. And I want to make it very clear that's a fluid opinion that can change as I process more information. I'm not going to make the Skip Bayless, this is my take, and I'm sticking with it, and then I'll just change it in a couple weeks. But I think Jalen Hurts is easily the best quarterback for this Eagles team right now on a bad Eagles team to find a way for us to win. But going forward, I'm still in the Carson Wentz camp. So let me know what you guys feel about that in the comment section below. Who do you think should be Eagles quarterback going forward this year? Who do you think should be their quarterback in 2021? Who should be QB1 on that depth chart that gets released? Let me know in the comment section below. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.